The Clash of Clans World Championships are just a couple of days away, and I want to make a prediction on who I think is going to be the next Clash of Clans World Champion. Now, before we get into that, I will be flying out to Helsinki here very shortly, and I'll be watching the event live. So if you want to see some content from my trip in Helsinki, definitely hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned because there will be some coming. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the 6 teams coming in for the World Championship. I'm going to go through and predict where I think every team is going to place, but of course, all the teams that have made it to this point are very good, and they all have what it takes to make it through to number 1. Now, the team that I'm going to put at number 6 is going to be MTFY, and this is the team that came through on the Chinese server, so they won the tournament with all the teams in China, and they made the golden ticket that way. And the reason I'm putting them so far down the list on number 6 is mainly because I really don't know what to expect from them. I mean, I think we've seen a little bit from some of the players since the tournament, but really it's a big unknown for me. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to bring to the table, so I'm just putting them as 6 because I'm not really sure how well they might do this weekend. Coming in at number 5 is going to be STMN, also known as VM Legacy. Now, these guys played really well at the beginning of the year. They got their golden ticket early on, but we haven't really seen much from them in a little while. So again, there's going to be lots of big questions from me, at least, on how well they're going to play. I'm not sure how they're doing in the current meta. We haven't really seen them in the last meta shift or two, so I'm really curious on how they're going to do. I'm not really sure what they're going to be capable of, so I'm going to put them at number 5. And then rounding out my bottom 3, I'm going to put Tribe Gaming at number 4. When these guys are playing well, they play really, really well. They were able to get their golden ticket at the very last opportunity this year to make it to this tournament, so I'm very excited to see how these guys show up and play. If they show up and they're clicking, they're firing on all cylinders, they're going to be unstoppable. But the thing about Tribe Gaming is you never really know which Tribe Gaming you're going to get, so it's going to all come down to how they come in this weekend. If they're ready, if they're fired up and they're playing at their best that they can play, there's no doubt they could take first place. But like I said, the consistency sometimes isn't there for Tribe Gaming. That's why I'm putting them here at number 4. Like I said at the start of the video, all these teams have what it takes to get first place, but for these bottom 3 teams, I do think that they need some things going their way. They need to be playing at their absolute best, because I think these lower 3 teams are the least consistent. So it's going to depend on how things go for them. Now, for the top 3 teams, I feel like they've been a lot more consistent. I feel like they're going to no doubt come in playing their absolute best. There's not going to be a question about their preparation and all that. So coming in at number 3, I am going to put Synchronic. These guys were my number 1 team for the first half of the year easily, and they're still very, very good. But I'm putting them down here at number 3 because I feel like here lately they haven't had quite as much consistency, although they are still incredibly good, obviously. So I'm putting them at number 3. I think they're going to do really well this weekend. My number 2 pick might be a little controversial because I know they're going to be a big favorite of a lot of people, but I'm putting Navi in at number 2. These guys play incredibly well. They've been incredibly consistent, and again, I think they're going to have a really good weekend, and it's honestly kind of a coin flip between these top 3 teams, whether Synchronic, Navi, or MMG are going to take it. But I do, if I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I would put my money on one of those 3 teams to take it here. And then of course that leaves number 1 for MMG, and these guys have played incredibly well. And not only that, but they've played incredibly well here lately. They did their boot camp, and honestly, the boot camp is what's putting me, making me lean more towards them for first place here, because the boot camp historically has helped teams be much better prepared for the World Championship. So if you don't know what the boot camp is they all meet in person and they do practice. Not only did MMG practice, they won a big tournament during their boot camp. I believe that's when that was. That was the Blast tournament. So they won a really big tournament really recently. These guys are ready to go, and I'm very excited to see how they play. And there we have it, my top 6, my predictions here for how this weekend might shape up. We're just going to have to wait and see how things go. Regardless of how things go, it's going to be a great time. We're going to see some amazing matchups, and we're going to have a new world champion here very shortly. So very much looking forward to that. Feel free to share what your predictions are going to be for this weekend as well down in the comments below. I'm curious to see what everybody's thinking. Looking forward to the exciting events this weekend, but in the meantime, if you want to see some more awesome attacks, I recommend checking out this video right here.